G'day guys, Scott from FatB Trader here, just bringing you a quick video update on the Euro US dollar and the short trades that we took on Friday, which have been closed out today. Just want to go back to the longer term time frame. That's a bit too long. Let's talk about the hourly, because I had a few questions about what I'm actually looking at on here, because I do have a fair bit of crap on the screen. And at the end of the day, that's just the way I like it. So if it's confusing, sorry, it's just, yeah, that's just how I like the market. So just having a look here though, I'll try and explain this as best I can. Pretty much what we've been looking at here is, you know, essentially the euro. Let's just zoom this out to a much longer time frame. So, you know, this is an hourly chart. This is probably back to December 2014? Yeah, you can see it's in a downtrend. Still in a downtrend. Nothing's changing. Nothing is, you know, the Greece is still, you know, broke. The euro economy is still pretty ordinary, and you've got that lined up against quite a reasonable US economy, which is now finally tapering itself off the crack cocaine central bank action. So basically they're looking to raise rates. I mean, so the euro's going to continue to go down, so you just got to look for opportunities to short it currently. So we have been taking some pretty good trades lately. As you've seen, there's been some really good levels here, and this was gold. You've had people, you know, everyone was, oh yes, the euro's long, and you know, basically people were pumping it up last week. I think it might have been started last week. You know, you had all these guys on Twitter just banging on about how the euro was back and it was breaking this channel and all that rubbish, basically. Like, I mean, you got to understand that, you know, market participants, their thought process, the major market participants anyway, we're not talking about the retail traders, we're talking about major market participants, their biases don't change overnight. Okay, so even if the economy was great, you know, it suddenly turned around, it's still going to take a while for the major banks and the major institutional players and the investment banks and the hedge funds and all those guys that, you know, transfer gajillions of dollars a day to actually change their biases on these currency pairs. So, you know, we've got the opportunity to sell from an extreme edge of an existing condition. It's a pretty good idea to do it, and this was a perfect opportunity to do it up here. I mean, people were just beside themselves talking up the euro. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, let's move on. I'm sort of digressing here. Basically, this trade, or these two trades we took on Friday, essentially they're support and resistance trades. You can see here on the 1 hour chart, you can see the price action is obviously broken through that level, which was about 108.50. It's a pretty key level. It pushed through. I actually sold it on the retest here, or what I thought was the retest, targeting this level here, the 107.50. It actually obviously reversed against me it went with me for about 10-20 minutes, and then basically just completely went against me, which is not good. But at the overall, like, we'll talk about that in a minute, why that's actually not so important with the trade size I'm using. I also sold it again on the retest of the 108.50 level, and just zoom into the 15-minute chart so you can sort of see what I'm looking at here. So, you know, I was thinking, bam, we'd have a quick, you know, nice quick trade. This would be super sexy. We'd take 50 points. But then it got back up here and I was like, oh, that's even better. You know, we'll take that as well. You know, still sort of targeting this level. Now, obviously you can see we did take a little bit of heat, didn't get near it, like it got close to our stop, but it was still a few pips away, so end of the day that doesn't matter. We'll talk more about that in a second, but you can see here, you know, you're always going to find, like, even though this is a downward sloping, trend line, you're always going to find a little bit of porosity, or like, porousness, on this edge, as, instos basically flush out people. They use they use they use other people's liquidity to basically fill their orders, which sounds a bit shit, and it is, but it's just the way the world works. So deal with it, and be aware of it, take advantage of it. So having a look through here, you can see it has actually, and look, just to come back to this, I was probably a little premature, because, there's my favourite pivot right above it, the daily pivot. And look what happened. It basically, in hindsight, I was kicking myself about here, because I was thinking, you know what, I should have just taken a long from here. There's about 100 points of trade there. Let me have a look here. Oh no, 70 points of trade. Okay, well, whatever. But towards the daily pivot, counter trend trade. If you had the balls to do it, it was a very good trade. I didn't have the stomach for it Friday, so I just left it alone. And you can see basically what's happened here. It's just kept tagging the daily pivot and kept falling. I mean, the euro's in downtrend, so look for shorting opportunities. It's not rocket science. Just on a sort of next trade perspective, what I'm looking at here is we've taken a short, and I'll just bounce into the. I've taken a short at this level here, this 10. Well, I did want it at 107.50, which is right here, essentially. Come on now. It's in this band here. I actually missed it, which is, not great, but it's just the way it goes. Walked out of the room, missed it. It happens. So I got it at 138, approximately 107.38. 12 points lower, which is not great in hindsight, because would have been an extra 12 points to 13, so we would have had about a 30-point trade, or 28-point trade currently on the books. End of the day, it doesn't matter. I think it'll still get there. It's just one of those things that is a bit frustrating. So you can see it's tagged the daily pivot. We're looking for it to push lower, looking for it to actually head down to this 106.74 level. Don't know if that's all going to happen today. It may just hit the 107 level today. But that being said, just bear in mind, I think the daily pivot is going to be around this level tomorrow. Assuming nothing, crazy happens overnight, like where we get a massive, Swiss National Bank type of event. But I think the daily pivot will be around this level here at this stage, which is coincidentally the downward sloping support line. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the price come back up here before falling lower. So if you're not in the trade now and you're looking for something, you could look at selling 1.08. Which would be, not the worst idea in the world, basically. But it's going to mean you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow, the Asian session, or essentially the end of session today in the Eurozone, the US zone. But I think we'll definitely see it plug down to that 106 level. Now, coming back to the stop loss thing, and letting it go 70 points against you to make 70 points. End of the day, it's not actually that big a deal, because I'm using half size positions and I'm using really small position sizes right now. So at the end of the day, I'm not that stressed about it. It can go against me 100 points, and I'm not that concerned about it at all. If you had a massive position size, yeah, you should be concerned about that. But you probably noticed my style has evolved over the last couple of years just to be a bit more relaxed and essentially take more or less swing trades. I mean, I can still do the short-term bullet trading, but it it gives you a lot of grey hairs and stomach ulcers. So if you want to stay away from that sort of stuff, look at more swing-based trading. If you can make a lot more money in the short-term scalping and things are over quicker, and you don't have to necessarily be thinking about the trade in the back of your mind. You might not necessarily be monitoring it or sitting in front of the screen all the time, but you're always thinking about it if you've got a trade on. I am anyway. I'm always sort of thinking about it in the background. So if you want to avoid that, short-term trading is the way to go, rather than what I'm currently doing, which is swing trading. Alright guys, I hope that all makes sense. Someone did ask me a really great question about my short-term setup chart here, what I'm actually looking at. I'm just looking to pick certain levels in here, certain sort of overbought, oversold levels, trying to develop a couple of indicators at the moment to actually make that a bit easier on me visually. Given I only trade one pair, it's not really that hard, but if I want to expand and start offering you guys alerts and whatnot on multiple pairs, then things are going to obviously we're going to need to offer more than one pair. I'm going to put out another couple of videos. I had a lot of good emails over the last week from people just asking questions and sort of picking my brain about things, and probably the video response is the best way to handle that, because at the end of the day there's a lot of people I think that'll be in that very, very similar sort of boat, who are trading, or they're trading unprofitably, or there's tons and tons of great emails and great content that people have given. So I'm going to start pumping some videos out. Hopefully I'll get a couple done tonight. I am knackered, just been out in the sun all day, so it's just it's the way it goes. I'll do my best for you. Alright, if you've got questions, comments, concerns, tweet me at FatBtrader or email me at the website. You can head over there, there's an email button, click on that. Happy days, you'll email through. If you like the video, tweet it, share it, favourite it, do what you got to do, and spread the word about our track record. It's actually going really well at the moment. So I'm expecting a few losing trades coming up. So you can't win them all. That's just trading. So all right, guys. Hope that all makes sense. Till next time, trade well.